The Tenets of Brotherhood. Spread these teachings. This address is centered on the principles of brotherhood of the cross and star. I will enumerate all the salient points. It is important you take adequate note of them, so you may not be deceived. The extent of your ignorance about the tenets of brotherhood of the cross and star is rather surprising. This work qualifies as a direct and verbatim report on this issue. Therefore, it is mandatory for all workers and children of God to acquire a copy of this publication. It is important they studied it carefully. A lot of people profess to be God's own children, yet the field is white, but the harvesters are very few. Equally, so many are eager to join the fold of brotherhood of the cross and star, but what they lack is the physical connection. How will they be converted without people? This becomes a pertinent question, which must be tackled. I will liken this problem to the situation recorded in Acts of the Apostle chapter 8 verses 30 and 31. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. Acts of the Apostle chapter 8 verses 30 and 31. A lot of souls are prepared to accept the teachings of brotherhood of the cross and star, but how can they, if there is nobody to direct them? That is why I charge you all to spread the gospel of this kingdom. Ordination. Ordination in brotherhood of the cross and star can be likened to the admission and registration into the Christ's Universal Spiritual School of Practical Christianity. As a student in a school, you will not be awarded a certificate, except you satisfy the necessary requirements of your coursework. Similarly, except an ordained one submits to the teachings and injunctions of this kingdom, his boast and pride are in vain. You will notice, I ordain you even as greenhorns. You need not mistake this solemn enrollment as an opportunity to ride on others, or trample on the toes of others. If you do, you are misguided. Your ignorance is willful. Purge yourself of all excesses now, imbibe and practice my injunctions. The reference below is a proper guide to the conduct required of the ordained ones. Matthew chapter 20 verses 25 to 28. But Jesus called them unto him, and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister, and whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant, even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. Matthew chapter 20 verses 25 to 28. Brotherhood of the cross and star is the new kingdom of God, not one of the nominal churches. You need not receive formal Bible or seminary training to be ordained. The text above also should serve as a guiding compass for you, most especially as you perform your functions in the kingdom. The virtues of a good steward. Pastors, now bishops, Ejida, Akpolo Williams, A.O. Econom among others have contributed marvelously to the growth of brotherhood of the cross and star. They have built Bethels, secretariats and quarters to provide accommodation for others. Also, facilities such as generating plants, boreholes and other conveniences have been provided by them. A tastefully furnished apartment has been built for the soul's spiritual head, leader Alambro Lambrogu, among other accomplishments. All these are donated freely and willingly. This is the brotherhood spirit, which I want you to emulate and display. You should promote, at all times, selfless services and shun discrimination, duping, extortion, egotism, stealing, intrigues, and chaos in all its ramifications. Put in your best to work in the kingdom. An honest steward is humble, simple and loyal. He undertakes wide evangelical journeys. He is also obedient and shows complete reverence to God. He depends completely on the Father for spiritual instruction and guidance. A dishonest steward is he who places premium on visions, holy oil, biap and water etc. He sells Father's inscription and his gospels. He abides in vices. Power of the kingdom. God has endowed you with powers. These powers are so tremendous, you need not fear death, sickness, poverty or hunger. Show appreciation and gratitude to God at all times. Remit all tithes, charity and free will offerings to the Father. All monies raised in this kingdom belong to God. Do not arrogate to yourself the right to spend them. Such monies include first and second offerings, blessings, tithe and charity. Many brethren have suffered the wrath of God for diverting these monies into their private use. You do not have to tamper with these monies, because once you raise money in the name of God, it becomes a direct offering unto Him. Some of the problems you encounter are as a result of diverting God's fund for other purposes. Some of these problems include loss of God's blessing, loss of prosperity, plagues like disease, famine and flood, and other natural disasters. Do not render services in this kingdom for money. This is so, because this offense carries similar penalty, as stated above. You are fond of directing all monies like tithe, free will offerings, and charity through people to the Father, and as such, these monies do not get to their destination. You should desist from this action. Secondly, people from time to time extort money from you. The truth is simple. They use my name, the soul's spiritual head, leader Alambro, to deceive you. Take note of this simple fact today. When they approach you, please turn them down. Read the text outlined below for a thorough conviction. Matthew chapter 10 verses 7 to 10. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give. Provide neither gold, nor silver, nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your journey, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his meat. Matthew chapter 10 verses 7 to 10. This text also goes to buttress the daily practice in Brotherhood of the Cross and Star. Every service is rendered free. Some of these free services include A. Baptism, B. Healing, B. Feasting, D. Holy oil, E. Prayers, F. Holy water, G. Sermons, and H. Songs, among others. All these items are your right and entitlement. I therefore urge you to pay no fee for these services. To be more explicit, A. Healing should be done free. B. Feast which is strictly celebrated by another member in a Bethel must be eaten free. C. Holy oil and water must be distributed free without adding any other form of concoction to it, and D. Sermons and visions must be delivered free. Now, you are aware of these facts. Do not give your money out to anybody. To this end, be sufficiently warned about the deceitful visionaries, and those who operate spiritual hospitals. Their activities are scandalous. Keep them off. Consequently, this address will disabuse your minds about the lies these so-called visionaries and spiritual hospitals operators tell you. They claim to have diverse inborn powers, just to instill fear into their victims. They are all false prophets. The word vision has now been substituted with another word called spiritual X-ray. This is because the Father has condemned charging fees for vision, so the charlatans now call it X-ray, so they may still charge fees. They do not call whatever money they charge you as fees, but as payment for feast. Take note of this fact. Do not be forced to cough out all you have for a feast. Feast must be celebrated according to your means. They also collect huge sums of money from their victims, claiming the Father has need for them. It should be known henceforth, I do not request anything from any person. I do not also authorize anybody to collect money or any other item on my behalf. This practice is common in spiritual hospitals, healing homes. So you are warned. Deal with them with tact and wisdom. Those of you who take undue advantage of the generosity available in Brotherhood are just wasting your time in the fold. You cannot enjoy the good things that radiate out of the kingdom because you have come only for the bread and fish. To this group, I urge them to turn a new leaf. To be more explicit, let me elaborate and repeat these facts once again. All the spiritual hospitals so far established are for commercial purposes. They register patients and charge them fees. The services rendered are not free. They are all hirelings, and not shepherds. A true spiritual hospital must cater for the inmates, and take care of them gratis, because the Father called you into this kingdom free of charge. Your money, beauty or status cannot afford you a place in the kingdom. Therefore, since you were called into the kingdom free of charge, you have to glorify God. It is not proper for you to indulge in fornication, adultery, deceit or other forms of vices. Protect jealously your position or positions in the kingdom. Your prominence, status and wealth cannot afford you a chance in the kingdom. The purpose of your call is strictly for the glorification of God, and not for fish and bread. It is wrong for you to have forgotten about the purpose of your call, that is, to glorify